Okay, it says that I'm live. I'm just going to type in my comment here. According to this, everything is working. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. If you're here live, if you're joining me live, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment. And if you're here for the replay, I would love to hear from you too. So come on in. Let me just post a comment. Okay. All right, so welcome. If you joined me live yesterday, you know that we actually talked about the Gilded Autumn suite. We have a new catalog. Stampin' Up! Is releasing a new catalog on August 4th. It is called a mini catalog, runs from August to December. So the August to December 2020 mini catalog. And we call it the holiday catalog because it features all of the holiday goodies that you'll need for fall, for Halloween, for Thanksgiving, harvest, Christmas, New Year's. I think there's even a few love theme things in there. But anyway, if you need a catalog, if you do not already have a demonstrator, reach out to me. I would love to send you a catalog. If you had a chance to check out the live yesterday, let me know what you think of the Gilded Autumn suite. The question yesterday was, do you craft for fall? Today, we're going to be talking all about Paper Pumpkin. We're going to be looking at the July 2020 Paper Pumpkin kit, which is called Summer Nights. And this month, they actually had an add-on product. It was a card collection. So I'll show that to you. It's 24 cards in envelopes, really beautiful. And I believe it is still available. I can double check that. But yeah, just really, really cute. Goes perfectly with your kit. But let's go ahead and take a look at Paper Pumpkin. Just before we do, though, let me just mention this. The bonus days promotion that Stampin' Up! Is running is happening through August 3rd, meaning if you spend $50 for every $50 that you spend before tax, you will receive a $5 coupon that you can redeem through August. It starts August 4th, and I think it runs through the 31st. So you would need an email address for that, but whether or not you have a demonstrator place an order for you, or you go online and place the order yourself, you could earn coupons for August. If you're interested in that new catalog and purchasing some holiday product or basics, maybe that you need to stock up on before the holidays, it would be a great time to get that coupon. So we're almost through the promotion now. It is July 30th. So again, that promotion will end August 3rd. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Paper Pumpkin kit. Okay, so I'm going to hide my comment. And we're going to go ahead and unbox our Paper Pumpkin. So here you can see this is the Summer Nights, July 2020. All right. Just want to mention, if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and in your very first kit, you will get a clear block to use your stamps on. And going forward, you will not have a block. So as we walk through this kit, just know, since I've already been a subscriber for some time, I won't have a block in here, but you will if it's your first time receiving the box. Okay, so this talks all about the add-on, our little flyer here. It's available while supplies last. I'm going to have to check on that and make sure it's still available, but Really beautiful cards. I have them right here. I'm going to show them to you in a minute. But a lot of times they'll have a little extra flyer in here just to give you some information about Paper Pumpkin. Here is the star of our show. It is the stamp set. I'm going to turn this way so that we have the light. Okay. I wanted to go live at 7:30 today instead of 7 to see if the lighting was any better. A natural light meaning. Okay, so here is the stamp set that we're going to be working with today for Paper Pumpkin. And then I also have a couple of alternate projects with a different set that I'll show you. But we have You're Invited, It's a Party. We have one of these mason jar lanterns. We have this, I believe, is like a firework. We have some stars. We have the little bum for the lightning bug. You can make it a little color right in there. We have a line. And this will be for your invitations. You Light Up My Life. RSVP. Little sprig there. What is that? That might be like a spray type thing. And then When, Where, and Oh, the Summer Nights Are All Alight with Everything Magic and Bright. I'll stamp that out so you guys can see that better. And this is what your Paper Pumpkin kit looks like when you get it each month. Just going to move that out of the way. Many of us will reuse the tissue paper in there, especially with a kit like this that features treat bags. I'm going to see exactly what they call them on the inventory sheet, but it's either tea light bags or treat bags. Okay. All right, so let's take a look and see what we have here. We have our adhesive, we have the mini dimensionals, and we also have some adhesive dots. We also have some Night of Navy baker's twine there. We have some sticker glitter stars. These look like they are the epoxy stars. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These little bags. It has this little starburst you can see through there. These are very light. Okay. We have these little postcards with these beautiful sky, night sky, starry sky scenes. Here's the other one. Okay. We have some envelopes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9 postcards and envelopes. Here are our die cuts. Die cuts meaning that these are already done for you. All you have to do is pop them out and then glue them on to your projects. Looks like we have some lightning bugs. We have some lanterns, some mason jars. We have a little amusement area here, Ferris wheel. These are cute. These are the vellum jars. I think I went through a box the other day with this, but I'm going to do it again. And then these are the sentiment pieces. These are the die cuts that you'll stamp your sentiments on. Okay, and then let's get a look at our instructions, which are always on the other side of the chipboard when you unpack your box. So this is what the projects are going to look like. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cute. I love this. That is so sweet. It'll be nice to make that. So, and then of course it will tell you right, oh, tea light bags. I thought they were calling it that because they're air light. They're really, really lightweight. Let's take a look in here. So on the inside, you will find the instructions, which we'll be referencing in just a moment. We have I always like to point this out just in case this is your first time seeing instructions for Paper Pumpkin, that they do keep a ruler at the bottom of each of their instruction sheets for the twine or things like that if you should need it. This is so that they call this an all-inclusive kit so that you don't, you would have to use very minimal tools and products. I would always recommend a pair of scissors, and I would always recommend extra adhesive. If you're doing alternate projects, coordinating cardstock, things like that, those are fun to add too. All right, so here is your inventory list, which is always good to go over. Your coordinating colors, which that's always important to me. Blackberry, Bliss, Calypso, Coral, Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy, and White. And then we have the alternates that they're showing here. And they're giving you opportunities to do more with this month's kit. There's always information for Paper Pumpkin from the Paper Pumpkin team. Here's their social media, their how-to section. Okay, so typically when I put together a kit, I do try to stick to the instructions, but a lot of times I will end up veering off and doing other things. When I'm making my alternate projects, which I typically do a pre-recorded video for, but as we've been, talking about, we're just sort of adapting to limited time to do things like this. So I'm going to go ahead and I put a few together, or at least started them, and then we'll finish it here today on the live, just to give you some ideas, because the minute I saw the add-on, I was thinking of Halloween. So I'll show you what we're going to do with that. But let's go ahead and put these together. Instead of following the instructions exactly, I'll reference this if I need it. But a lot of times I just kind of go right off of the picture. And that's what we're going to do now. So the little Stampin' Spot, this is the other thing I didn't tell you about. You'll get a new ink spot each month. It's a different color every month of the year. So if you were to get a 12-month subscription, there are no repeat colors in a year. They do a new ink pad. And then, of course, as the new year starts, I know that they try to put as much variety in there as possible, but you may see repeats after, if you have a subscription for 2 years or something like that. So Blackberry Bliss is the main color, and Blackberry Bliss is what you're seeing on every single one of these cards that was designed by the Paper Pumpkin team, because you have the one ink spot. If you're getting into alternates, or if you already have our ink pads, like the full-size ink pads, which is what I usually defer to, here are the alternate colors. Just for myself, I like to pull the coordinating colors, add in any colors that I think I'm going to use in my alternate projects. And I have those when I'm working with my Paper Pumpkin kit. So I would always recommend that. I'm going to be working with my large Blackberry Bliss ink pad today, but you could certainly use your ink spot. And then, of course, if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to ask. So I'm just going to put this over here. I'm going to clear my space just a little bit, and we're going to start with our projects. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you right before we get into it are the add-on products. So the add-on are cards. Okay, I believe these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Yep, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we have 3 different themes here. So we have this one. We have this one, which if you guys still have that unicorn set from a year or so ago, how beautiful would those stamps be with that paper, with that card base? And then here's the third. Okay, so this is the add-on. These did not come with the Paper Pumpkin kit. This is a whole set that was designed to coordinate with it, but is a separate purchase. And here are the coordinating envelopes. So let me just get up close there so you can see the little fireflies. Okay. So cute. Okay, so that is the add-on cards and envelopes. Just going to tuck this under here. All right, and then let's clean our space and we will make a couple of projects. So what we're going to do is we're going to make one of each from this paper here, and then we'll do a couple alternates. All right, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I would love to hear from you. Are you loving the July kit? Did you get the July kit? You have the option as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to freeze or, well, I think they call it suspend. You can either suspend or cancel your subscription anytime. All right. So we need a couple of our little fireflies, our stamps, our ink. We're going to need, it looks like, let me see which one. This one. That postcard base. We're back to the kit now. I'm going to put the envelopes off to the side, but of course you'll add those in with your projects. We'll need our adhesive. We don't need the twine this time. So let's get a couple of our die cuts. Paper Pumpkin, the pre-designed projects typically have minimal stamping. They call it simple stamping so that you don't have to do too much work or be too intimidated. These kits are designed to be very simple to assemble. Okay. Looks like there's a couple under too. I think that those are the stamped ones. We'll take a look and see. So now the other thing I'm going to be using that isn't included with the kit are my own blocks, my own clear blocks. So I just wanted to mention that, but if you have your Paper Pumpkin block, you can use that. If you have additional clear blocks, then of course, go ahead and use those. I'm using block A and block C. We're going to need our little firework or starburst, whichever you want to call it. And then our little lightning bug. And then it looks like the last stamp we're going to need is the one that says it's a party. So let me I'm going to grab another block here. It's just quicker. I can't recommend our clear block bundle enough. Okay, these are photopolymer stamps, meaning you can see right through these. Just grab it this way. That way I'm not manipulating the stamp if there's a little like bend in it. But yeah, and this is block D. So let's see. We have one, two, three of the starbursts, and then two of the bugs. And then we're going to need that die cut piece for the invitation, our little postcard invitation. So we're going to grab that die cut right out of here. Get our Blackberry Bliss. Going to make sure. Now, the great thing about a photopolymer stamp is you can see really well when it is inked. Okay. When it's your first time using the stamp, I just like to do a little extra inking. And then we're just going to go right down onto the paper. I'm using a little foam pad to give some extra cushioning to my photopolymer. I use my Stamparatus pad. You can use whatever you want. Whatever works for you. Just going to give this a second to transfer to the paper. All right, and we're going to do that 2 more times. I was having some problem stamping yesterday, so I put a hard cutting mat down to help reinforce my stamping today, and it's obviously going much better. Okay. All right, so I'm also going to stamp my It's a Party and my two little fireflies before we get into adhering vellum. But I just want to say it out loud to remind myself to tell you. That's cute. That is so cute. Now, mine don't line up exactly like theirs, so let's just test this out. And that's fine. Mine will just be, yeah, like right about there. So you can just lay that out and make sure it's the way that you want. But we're going to stick with that. Let's do our It's a Party. All right. So before we go crazy here, so what I'm going to do is whenever you put adhesive on vellum, it will show through. So I like to hide the adhesive behind the pieces that we are going to be layering over top. Okay, so for example, here, so how do I know to place it? Pretty much I will put the pieces on the top first and then just flip it and then hide the adhesive behind those pieces on the back. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. Now, I think I told you guys I'm going to be using my own adhesive, but I don't have my runner here, my adhesive runner. They're called Stampin' Seal now. I have to get used to that. So I'm going to use my tear and tape, but just use whatever adhesive you have at home if you are a crafter and you have some stock, or if you are sticking strictly to the paper pumpkin kit, use your adhesive dots. Those are these right here. I will be using these behind the bugs, the fireflies. Got some ink on my thumb. I'm not sure how I did that. Okay. It's always a question with crafters, right? Like how to do that. Okay. And let's do one, two. So let me get my adhesive dots. Now it looks like they actually use the dimensionals on those. So let's do that. All right, and now I'm going to take my tear and tape. let me know how you guys, well, first of all, do you use vellum in projects? I love vellum. And if you do, how do you adhere vellum? All right, and then we need our last little guy here. This is the Night of Navy one. This is Coastal Cabana. And where did they put him? Right in the middle of that. So I'm going to grab a little dimensional. Just pop him right on there. And look at how cute that is. And of course, you could just stamp right onto the back, you know, your RSVP and your lines, or however you would want to set up your invitation. Now, because I have this little, I mean, nobody's really noticing it but me, but because I have this here, I would want to stamp just something else. So whether I stamp or put something there, I know what I'm going to do. See these little stars? I'm going to add a little star. I'll add 2. And I'm going to use my adhesive dots to do that. Screwing up the first one. And I'm also somebody who has a tendency to just keep putting stuff on a card. I don't typically keep them clean. I will do like 50 layers on a card. That's just my style. Okay, so that fixes my little boo-boo there. So there is the first project from the paper pumpkin kit. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And the next one will be our Summer Nights. This is the one we get to use the big stamp, so that's exciting. All right, so let's see what we need here. We need our base, which it's the light one. This one here, turn it this way. All right, we need our little Ferris wheel die cut. Okay, we need the big die cut piece for the stamp. This fancy one right here. And we're going to use a couple of the epoxy stars on this one. That is so sweet. Okay. So let's go ahead, and it looks like very minimal stamping on this one. It looks like the only stamping that we have is the sentiment. So let me grab that. I'm going to reuse block D for this one. Well, I am not sure how I got that on my hand. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have ink somewhere I shouldn't. Okay. I'm getting low on the screen here. Let me move that back up. That is so cute. I love that font. I love all of the different, like, it's almost like curvy, like the amusement park theme there. That's cool. Okay, so let's get our base back. It looks like the amusement park is on dimensionals, and this is flush with the postcard. So I'm going to use, I'm also somebody who really appreciates extra adhesive. So let me get my glue. This is my multi-purpose glue. You have a minute to position this before it will adhere. I'm going to put my mini dimensionals in the back of the little amusement park here. One of the greatest things about Paper Pumpkin, between the dimensionals, mini dimensionals, and adhesive dots, you're pretty much all set. So if you get like a subscription throughout the year, you will never run out of adhesive unless you go crazy with adhesive like I do. Okay. And let's get our little stars. All right, there we go. So here's this project. Super easy, super cute. And then of course you would put whatever you would want on the back. You could either add a layer or you could stamp right onto the back of the postcard. I haven't experimented with that, but I would think that you shouldn't be able to see through. Okay, now our third project is going to be one of the treat bags, tea light bag is what I should say. So let's take our bag here. We're going to go back to, it looks like our Starburst. Okay, or I keep saying Starburst, our little firework or our Starburst. Looks like we're going to stamp 3 times. I don't think there's any rule about specifically where it needs to be stamped, but okay. And then looks like all we need is some of our little stars. Cute. So let me open that up. All right, there you have it. And then our last Paper Pumpkin design project is probably my favorite of all of them, and that's the one with the lanterns and the twine. So let's go ahead and put that one together. Let me just grab my base. I'm going to use this one. Let's get our die cut lanterns and our sentiment piece. Here are the lanterns. Looks like they definitely have one of each color. So we have the Night of Navy, Now here's the really nice piece is that this is cut for you too. So you don't have to worry about any of that detail cutting, which is so nice. So we have Night of Navy. We're going to get one of our round ones. This is the Coastal Cabana. Blackberry Bliss. This one, which one is this one? Calypso Coral. And another one like this. Okay. And what else do we need? The twine, our adhesive, and our stamps. So we're going to do the starbursts again, or or the firework, just depending on whatever you want to call it. I'm going to get some scrap paper here so that I don't stamp onto my foam pad. Okay. Can you see that okay? Okay, good. All right, so stamping down into the corner. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on this one. All right, we're going to go right back to our Summer Nights stamp. And what did I do with that? Here it is. All right, and then I just want to see, looks like they trimmed off the edges of the twine here. It doesn't wrap around the card. And let's just see what it's recommending for us in terms of the amount of inches. 4-inch pieces of baker's twine for the lantern card. Cut 2 4-inch pieces. Tie a knot on each end of the twine and adhere a knot to one edge of the card base using an adhesive dot. Thread twine through the lantern die cuts, then adhere the second knot to the top of the card base to create the hanging lantern effect. Repeat on the other side. Okay. So that's why the instructions are good, right? And 2 4-inch pieces. Just so that you can see what I'm doing here. So 4 and 4. I'm just going to follow their lead here. I don't know if I would have done it this way myself, but it's okay. And let's get our little reference picture back. All right, so here we go. This is what we're doing. I'm going to be quiet while I'm tying twine. It's one of those things where you have to concentrate, right? Okay. So it always feels intense to me. It always feels intense when I'm tying knots or bows. I'm going to tie one at the end like they said. Okay, and then let's do one at the other end like they said. And then we're going to do our little adhesive dots. So let's string them. I'm just going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of my lanterns right now, but I'm not going to take off the cover yet. I'll wait until they're positioned for that. And you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just popping a little dimensional on each one of these lanterns. Plenty of room back here for the mini dimensionals, so you could even use a full-size dimensionals if you want to. And I want to anchor this, so I'm going to put my adhesive dot down right on the card. Can you see that there? All right, so here's the adhesive dot, and then I'm going to put my knotted twine right here to cover it. Now, I'm probably going to end up taking these little tails off, but anyway. All right, so let's start stringing these. I'm going to do it in the same order. So let's do Coastal Cabana. Just took the backing of that adhesive, the mini dimensional off. The next one is going to be this one. So let's thread that through. Remove that backer. Okay, and then we're going to do our Night of Navy lantern. Okay, and then we would need an adhesive dot to secure our twine. I don't think I did this exactly like them, but you know what? It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right, so that's that side. And let's do the other side. And then I'm going to trim off this extra twine. So we have our Blackberry Bliss lantern. And our Coastal Cabana lantern. And then we're going to take our adhesive dot. I'm so sorry that I keep going off camera with this, but this is the most detailed one, so I have to keep looking at it up close. Okay, so I'm putting my adhesive dot down. And got our twine on there. All right, so the little knot thing was unnecessary. I had too much twine here, so I wouldn't even say 4 inches. But you could certainly play around with this and see what works for you. Okay. All right, so here's how mine looks. And then let's go ahead and add our sentiment. I am very tempted to add stars. Very, very tempted to add stars. It feels right. But I'm going to stick to what they told me to do. So I'm going to use a couple more dimensionals. Let's use some minis. Because this one took a minute. All of the other ones where I was able to crank those out pretty quick. This was the one that took some time. And of course, because it's my favorite. Okay. How cute is that? All right, so let's just take a quick look at these. I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. I'm sorry, this cutting mat is like 100 years old, so it is not the cleanest. Okay. Here we go. So we have this one. Now these are the postcards, remember, but you could very easily do the same exact paper pumpkin designs on the add-on kit so that you have the actual back of the card if you like the traditional cards as opposed to the postcard. Now, of course, this is an imitation, but nope, excuse me, no rules. Okay, and then here's our little tea light bag. All right, so let's talk for a minute about the alternate projects. This kind of ties into what we were talking about and working on yesterday. Let me show you what I mean by that. Now, I couldn't resist Have a Hoot, which is the little, well, it's actually more than one holiday. We're gonna get there in just a minute, so let me just get myself situated. But we're going to be talking about a few different things. Here's the project as I am uncovering things here. So this is with the add-on kit. Okay, and instead of doing it the traditional way, I did it sideways because I really wanted to use this frame and I didn't think the background mattered. But if it matters to you, of course, you could just do your own card base. And then I have another set here. So yesterday when I was showing you the Gilded Autumn suite, I showed you this metallic paper, brushed, I think it was called brushed metallic paper. And they have 3 different colors, like a really pale gold, a more rich tone gold, and then like a cinnamon cider chocolatey kind of a color, coppery chocolatey color. And because I had pre-cut those, because I had pre-cut tags in this base here, I thought this would be really cute to do as an alternate project. The other thing that I wanted to show you here is, okay, so these are the dies. This is called Hoot. So between the stamp set and the dies, this is going to be a bundle that is going to be available in the new catalog that's launching August 4th. So you can either buy just the stamp set, you could buy just the dies, you could buy the bundle and save 10%. But I think that they lend themselves very well to this whole theme for the July paper pumpkin. And then let me just show you what I mean by that. So we're going to take a couple of add-on pieces. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was I had recently done, well, I don't know how recent, but if you guys received the April paper pumpkin kit, if you're paper pumpkin subscribers and you get these month to month, I really loved this tree from the April 2020 paper pumpkin kit. It was a family theme kit. So I decided to make my own stencil, and I hadn't had an opportunity to use it, but I knew I wanted to use it on Halloween projects. And I thought that it would be perfect with these add-on cards from the July paper pumpkin. So here is one with cinnamon cider, and we'll do one of these live. Okay, here is one with early espresso ink, and then I just did the Have a Hoot on Halloween. But we're gonna add in our little characters real quick and some lanterns and some stars. But before I do that, I just wanted to walk you through this. So this was my original test when I did that video. So I will link that video on YouTube if you want to see how I made this stencil from the negative of the die cuts. Now, if you have extra April paper pumpkin kits left, if you have the die cut trees, use it. If you have a really cool tree stamp, use it. Whatever works for you. But I'm going to be using the stencil today. I just thought that would be cute. Even if you have some awesome stencils, you could do that. So this is the one that we're going to put the tree on. So we'll get to that in just a moment. I have some pre-colored characters here, but I am going to do some stamping for you. All right, but we'll make this as quick as we possibly can here. So what I did was I thought it would be easier. Okay, so if you are a fan of this 3-framed concept like I am, so you run the tag die through, it's already preset to 3. So if you want to know what I'm talking about with that, let me just show you really quickly. Where did I put it? Here it is. So you run your die through, you get your tags out of it, right? But you're also going to have this frame piece here. Okay. So if you're a fan of this, then what I would recommend is, if you're going to be doing multiple cards like this, to put it on your Stamparatus, put it on your plate, and then that way, after you stamp it, you'll just be able to repeat your frame each time. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I already have some pieces that are cut, but let me get a piece of Whisper White paper just to show you what I mean. I'm going to put my foam mat down just because I like to have it down, but you don't need it down with the cling stamps. Okay, I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I like to use the Stampin' Blends to color my owls, but whatever your preference is, just do whatever is going to work for you. So I'm going to close up the Blackberry Bliss. All right. So here is our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I'm just going to ink up my little characters here. I'm doing a Halloween theme on this one, but you could also do a Christmas theme. Okay. Does that look inked? I need to re-ink this stamp pad. this ink pad. Okay, so let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's get these images down on the paper. Now, if I were to take one of these pre-cut metallic pieces, it lays right over it, okay, because it's already been positioned. So all you would do here is, if you need to line up your stamps, put this piece down, lay your stamps right here, pick them up with your plate, pop, pick them up, and then you could just do this and repeat over and over again for as many cards as you would need. Okay, so I just think that that is so cool. You can frame these out. Okay, now the Gilded Autumn set, of course, you could do the same thing. You could do, you know, different like various leaves or scenes or pumpkins. Or now I didn't have a pumpkin stamp in that Gilded Autumn set, but there are other stamp sets that are going to be available in the new catalog. I can't show you the inside of the catalog until the 4th of August, but there are other stamps in there that will go just as well with these frames. So if you like this concept, I just wanted to show that to you. So that was how I did this. Okay. And then I just used the boo stamp as my little sentiment here. And then within this die set, okay, I also used the, oh, you know what? I don't have it here. It's a spider web. I was cutting them this morning. Let me go grab one so I can just show it to you real quick. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's what that looks like. And this is also part of the Hoot dies. Okay. So just did the little boo. We added this. Now the little black glitter bats, those are additional products. Okay. So now if you don't want to go full on Halloween, like if you really want to keep this cutesy and you don't want these little scary elements, think about doing the lanterns and the stars. Okay. So you could just do the little stars here instead of the lanterns. And then let's go ahead and put together a couple of our alternate cards. But the black glitter paper is going to be a separate purchase. Okay. And then, of course, these little bat dies are from a Halloween suite, a magic suite. I can't remember the name of the dies offhand, but this is what that die set looks like. And I just cut out the bats with the black glitter paper. This is what all of the dies are in that particular die set. But I added those because I just had to. Just gotta use these things. They're too cute not to use and play with. Okay, so let me just, I want to quickly do one of these, and then we're going to put a couple of these cards together. You could do an off-center tree. You could do multiple trees. You could do a tree in the middle. I have one to the middle and one to the side. So I'm going to do one on the other side here. No particular plan or rules, just going to pop some cute owls in these scenes. I have my little, what are these called? Sponge daubers. And I'm going to grab early espresso. Just going to take my sponge dauber. Sorry if I shook the camera there. I will try not to do that. This stencil was made using my laminator. which I purchased to do therapy and school projects for my son because everybody had to go home with the whole, well, we all know this situation globally. But I love the laminator, and I really love this tree. And I was like, I'm going to use that in Halloween, and I'm not ready in April, but what can I do? So that's what I ended up doing. You'll have to let me know if you make your own stencils, or if you like to buy stencils if you have a collection. I honestly don't have that many. Just going over the branches one more time because they're thin, but that's okay. It's part of the look. All right, how cool is that? I love how that turned out. Okay, so I just love these little trees. Now, these two I didn't even bother cutting out. I just have been using this one, but it works. So, okay, so we have that. Now, if you have your markers, if you have like the Stampin' Writes or the Stampin' Blends and you wanted to get real crazy with the tree branches and everything, you could certainly do that. There are actually these little tree branch dies that you can use right in your Hoot dies. There's one here, and there's a little one hidden in there somewhere. There, it's back there. But yeah, so there are so many different ways that you could play with this. Now, like I said, I already had some of these like colored and decorated. So let me get these out. When I cut out the tree branches, I was just using extra white space on the Whisper white paper. So I'll just color these in with a Stampin' Blend. But just depending on your little guys and what you want each one to be. So I know this is going to be Halloween because I already stamped the sentiment here. I think that because this one is softer, we should do a sweeter scene like these guys. Our little lovebirds here, something like that. We also have it could still be Christmassy, right? Even though, because we have our little pastel, owls here. So let's just see what we want to do. And then we could have our little moon. We have our little spider. Okay. He's so cute. All right, let's see. I'm going to do the Halloween one first. I already have the sentiment on there. I'm just trying to see where I want to position him. Do I want him in the tree? Do I want him on the ground? Kind of like him here. Could do two. So cute. Let's do that. I think that's cute. All right, and then I'm just going to glue these guys down. For these Stampin' Blend colors, for this guy, I used the Cinnamon Cider combo for the brown for the owl. I used the Pumpkin Pie combo for the pumpkin. I used, I think, the Dark Soft Suede for the, what do you call that? The top of the pumpkin there. And then the eyes, the lighting on the inside is Daffodil Delight. I used the basic black combo for the cape here on this guy. All right, and then let's put our little moon up in the corner. And let's add some stars. All right, so there's one alternate project. We could keep going with the stars, right? I feel like I should do different sizes there. Okay, and then for this one, oh, you know what we should do? We should add a couple of bats. Let's see. Let's put this owl up in the tree. Maybe he could be holding the spider. I just want to make sure his two little feet are hitting right on the branch there. His little spider friend. Do any of us have spider friends? I don't think so. And then we'll do some bats on this one. Let's do a couple of bats and some lanterns. Okay. Which lantern should I do? I'm gonna test this out and see if I like this. I don't even think I need the lantern, but that would still be cute. Like we could hang the lantern from the branches. All right, so let's get some stars going. These are the die cut stars. If you get too much glue on your fingers, everything sticks to your fingers. Okay. Should I put that? All right, let's do a couple bats because they're too good not to use. I can't get over the black glitter. So cool. Just adding some glue to the back there. Okay, and then let's just stamp our sentiment right onto the card. Should have done that first, right? And should we do, I'll stick with the black, but we could have done, you know what, let's do Blackberry Bliss. All right, so here's this one. So cute. And that one. And then we have this guy. So we have some really cute alternate Halloween cards. And then if you would want to do I'm going to close this Blackberry Bliss before I end up wearing it. Okay, I'm going to put these little owls up on dimensionals. Okay, and then for this one, let's see what sentiment we would like to use. You light up my life. That's adorable. You're invited. Oh, that could be a cute little Christmas invitation. For Have a Hoot, we could do All I Want for Christmas Is You. Merry Christmas. We could say Merry Christmas from Owl of Us. How about that? Okay. All right, so let me just, here's the From Owl of Us. What color do I want to stamp this in? I think I'm going to stick with my Memento. All right, so let's do Merry Christmas. Okay, so these are on the simpler side with the cards. Okay, so Merry Christmas from all of us. We even have this little bit of like mistletoe that we could put here, but I'm just going to leave it like this because it's non-traditional colors. And then this is our more fancy card. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 alternates, okay, to go with our 4 paper pumpkins, the paper pumpkin designs. Okay. I should do more of these so that you can see how I would decorate up some alternates tea light bags. But I'll have to save that for another time since I am way over on time. We're coming up on 9 a.m. here. I want to, let me just switch back my camera. Okay. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. If you are interested in subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, I will include a link where you can go and subscribe so that you can receive the kit for August. The deadline for each month's kit is the 10th of the month. And again, you can suspend or cancel your paper pumpkin anytime you would want to. You could also do prepaid subscriptions. So you can order them in blocks. Like you could do a 3-month, I think it's a 6-month or 12-month subscription and just pay those 3, 6, or 12 months right out in advance. It's a good time to do that if you are interested in earning rewards for bonus days, which I was talking about earlier, that will be ending on August 3rd. So for every $50 that you spend before tax, if you spend $100, you're going to get 2 coupons. If you spend $150, you're going to get 3. Before tax for each 50, then you will get a $5 coupon for that, and you will be able to redeem those coupons. I think it's August 4th through the 31st. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.